We thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Lena Lai. Tonight, one woman is breaking her silence. Lauren Little says Cleveland police officer Matthew Piter raped her. Now, she's the second woman to make this accusation. We do want to warn you that this story might be triggering for some viewers. Lauren shared her story with me, ready to take a public stand, saying her power and her truth cannot be taken away.
You know, there's this huge stigma behind sexual assault and rape.
Lauren Little is staying silent no more. In 2017, she met a guy on a dating app and they went out for pizza. That he was a Cleveland police officer cadet put her at ease.
It makes you feel safe knowing that you're meeting someone who's a police officer.
She invited him to her apartment the next night, where he showed up very drunk. And when he refused to leave,
he followed behind me and ripped my shirt from around my throat and strangled me to the point that my shirt ripped. I had burn marks on my throat. He ripped my underwear off from me.
She didn't know his last name, but says the rookie police officer had distinctive features.
Because he had a mole on his face, and that was the only thing I could stare at besides his lazy eye while I was being raped.
Lauren tried her best to move on, married the love of her life, and moved to Washington. But in the back of her closet, in a plastic bag, a haunting memento. The ripped tank top from that night.
You never, but I get to look at that and say, this is what happened to me. It was a reminder. It was a portion of my truth that can't be taken away from me.
Then last spring, Lauren, curious, did a Google search. Her heart sank when she saw the headline. Cleveland police officer Matthew Piter charged with raping a woman in 2019.
It's hard not to cry, but there's no more guilt that someone can feel than knowing that you hope that someone was drunk and would never do that again. But the amount of guilt you feel when you know someone assaulted someone else after you.
Now armed with a last name, she poured through the 2017 Police Academy graduation.
Matthew Piter.
I just needed to be 1,000% sure, even though I was 999% sure.
After coming forward to prosecutors, Piter was indicted on charges of rape against Jane Doe 1.
However, she is choosing to come forward with a message to other women.
On 3 News earlier this month, Ashley Spencer shared her story.
When I was saying no, he just repeatedly still did what he wanted to do.
And now, Jane Doe 2 also taking a bold public stand.
You know, I have a face and you remember it. I have a name and you need to remember it.
Piter, through his attorney, denies all charges and says it's his name and reputation that are being severely damaged.
Putting my name to it may give somebody else the strength to come forward themselves.
2 women with a message, without stigma or silence anymore.
You can take certain things away from me. You're not going to take my power away from me.
Piter will be in court in the morning to answer to the new rape charges. The officer is free on bond and on unpaid leave until his criminal case is over.